The second half of your New York Giants season kicks off today in MetLife as we host the Los Angeles Rams, who are in a dogfight over in the NFC West. Meanwhile, we look to stay atop the NFC in total with a win here today. But before we can get to today's game, we got to talk about something that happened in our last game, as Cameron Skattebo on 25 carries averaged 10.5 yards, 3 touchdowns, setting a New York Giants record, 263 rushing yards in a single game. His name will be etched down with many famous players here of the New York Giants and overtakes Tiki Barber, who previously held that record with 234 yards. And Skattebo's breakout really has been great for Jackson Dart. He's been able to correct some of his woes in the turnover department, where he had against the Titans 3 interceptions, 2 against the Cowboys. Last 2 games has been clean. However, it's been with less success in completion percentage. We'd like to see that raise up a bit. Taking on this Rams defense, that could be difficult. In the offseason, they signed Caden Ellis from the Falcons, and he has led them so far this year in tackles. And on the D-line, they're led by 2 players, Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, both with 10 TFLs, though it is Verse leading this team right now with 7 sacks. But a player to definitely keep your eye on is going to be third-year player out of Miami, Cameron Kinchins. He currently leads the Rams with 4 interceptions and looks to outdo his rookie stats this year. And while their offense has definitely struggled, 30th in points per game, 16th in passing yards, and 28th in rushing, that could largely be due to the fact that Kyron Williams has been out with a dislocated hip. His return time is quite unknown. But they do still have Matthew Stafford in his 18th season, 38 years old. He's holding on to that superstar depth, and 86 overall with the accuracies holding on. Good throw power still, and he's still got some mobility. And through the halfway point, he's thrown for just over 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. However, that completion percentage is a bit low. That's even with the Rams signing Christian Watson over from the Packers, who's averaging a first down a catch. He's just not getting that many catches, averaging just 45 yards a game. 6 touchdowns on the year. Puka Nacua just 3, averaging just under 50 yards a game. They still have Whittingham as their number 3 guy, but they did sign Traylon Burks to be their 4, and he does have 3 touchdowns this year. They signed Washington from the Steelers. He's now their primary tight end, but he only has 30 grabs for 1 touchdown. And frankly, their offensive line is a bit of a concern, with the rookie in Henson giving up 8 sacks in 10 games, Avila and Havenstein with 7. But for the Rams, this is a game they need to win to stay up with the 49ers, who have finally pushed themselves in front, going 5-4. Meanwhile, our Giants, 8-2, are battling with Detroit, 7-2, to remain at the top of the NFC. As we take the field in East Rutherford, this is a must-win for both teams, as Gano has Week 11 underway. It will be taken right up the middle, cutting to the left side, and upended there at the 25 by Hawkins. That'll bring out Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense. Missing their starting running back, they're going to be relying on the third-year running back in Blake Corum. And, of course, we've got a Michigan back as well, backing up our running back. They go Corum here, play 1, and he gets outside with a miss there from the corner. Speeding over is Nubin to bring down Corum after a gain of 17. If this Rams team is going to find a victory today, they need that running game to come through. It cannot all be Matthew Stafford, as they do go play action here. And just squeezing it in between the zones, he picks out Christian Watson. So far, a great start here for the Rams offense. 2 big plays. Can they keep it up as they send motion across? They go with the play action fake. Abdul Carter was there. Good pass breakup. Believe that was Paulson Adebo, as it looks like Wooten is a bit shaken up here for the Rams offensive line, one of their better pass protectors this year. And considering how bad Quite a few of them have been. That could be a big miss for them. 2nd and 10 following the first no-gain play for the Rams on their opening drive. Looks like they got Puka Nacua in the backfield here, but it will be a pass to Puka. Caught down at the 15. Paulson Adebo unable to break that one up in some tighter coverage for a Rams offense that has seemingly struggled this year. Looks like they've got it together as of right now. Corum, he gets to the outside. Good burst. Slow down from Newman. Cleaned up Phillips. And if there's a player on this Giants team that could very much use a big game, that's Bobby Okereke. He has not played well for many games this season. Little pre-snap movement, and that's Watson dropped. Abdul Carter read that one from the get-go. That'll actually be the first negative play so far for the Rams. A big one here for the Giants, trying to stand inside the red zone. Tight shotgun look here for Matthew Stafford. As he throws over the middle, Bobby rips it out. That is what we need from the linebacker, lurking over the middle. Braylon Burks unable to hold on, and it brings out Groupie from the left hash. This one is through. Giants got a little bit of a rush there, but unable to get back there and block it. But with some work to do then, trailing 3-0. The offense takes the field. Cameron Skattebo has had a tremendous last couple games. Expect to see a lot of him in this one. As they start with a weak eye, it is Cameron Skattebo. He follows the blocks. He shakes one, and he's picking up a gain of about 16 on the opening carry of the Giants' offensive game. You just got to imagine with the success of the running game, it's going to open up this passing game at some point. As they go with some play action, they flip this one out to Fedoni, but he's not going to gain anything. In fact, he's going to lose 2. Offseason signee Ian Ellis there with the tackle. We will see Edwards check in here with 2nd and 12 at the 40. They do go with that run game, but a good stuff by Fisk. There was a lane there, but unable to find it. So that leaves 3rd and 12 here at the 40. Bunch right-hand side for Dart, who gets the early jump. Turner, a bit too aggressive. That'll be an easy accept from Coach Bearington. Sets us up now with a 3rd and 7, far more manageable. Skattebo and Edwards both check in here. Going back to that hard count, it looked like there might have been a slight move there from Fisk, but he was still on the side of the defense. So Tafoya will get called here. Or at least that's what you would have imagined with real-life referees, but these ones are eagle-eyed. They do pick out Fisk jumping early there. And it's now a 3rd and 2 rather than a 3rd and 12. Big miss here from the Rams defense. As it's Cameron Skattebo, left side. He's got the first down to about the 43. And the really unfortunate part for Tyrone Tracy, out injured right now, is he was a starting running back. And with what we've seen from Cameron Skattebo, he comes back not sure that position is still going to be open. With a throw downfield here, that's Neighbors to the 22. A perfect throw that time from Jackson Dart on the move. Hits his receiver on the move and has us to a 1st and 10. Edwards back in. With a strong eye, they go with a stretch. Spin move. Edwards has a few. Well, he hasn't had too many long runs or breakout type of runs. He's been consistent with those little 3-4 yard runs, and that's sometimes all you need. Throwing to Neighbors here, who tries to get back outside. He does get the first down. I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a block there from Robinson, but we'll take the first down here. To the 12. I form with Cameron Skattebo taking that carry, and he trucks through the safety. Hard to bring down. When you get down to this point of the field, it's hard to not want to go to him every single time. Rams, though, stacking the interior. 2nd and 3. They go play action, and that will be a sack for Jerome Baker. Coach Bearington tried to change things up there with that pressure showing. Fortunately, offensive line couldn't handle it either way. So 3rd and 8 here. Throws to the rookie who gets the catch, but he looks to be a little bit short of the line to gain. As Fisk is down on the ground here. He's been huge for this Rams defense. In the meantime, he'll make his way over to the sideline. Meanwhile, the offense stays out there for the Giants. 4th and 2. And they go triple option to Edwards, and there was no one left outside. Coach Bearington with a little nod to his protege at Kent State. who just made it to the college football playoffs. What a risky, aggressive call, but it pays off big here. Giants in front at home. And still with a little bit of time to go here in the first quarter. Matthew Stafford back onto the field here with his Rams. A great opening drive. They just didn't finish it with a touchdown. Lofted pass here is to Washington. He's got 8. Both offenses today have driven down the field. Only one has found the end zone. Rams will need one to take the lead here. A lot of pre-snap movement. That was Treylon Burks and shaking the first sack, but Sanders sticks with it. He takes down Matthew Stafford for a loss of 6. Moving forward after this year, he could be the main linebacker for this group, as the return of Bobby Okereke so far has been in question. The Rams will just let that clock roll on down following that sack. 3rd and 9 awaits as we come back to you to start the second quarter, but for right now, it's a quarter break. New York Giants in front 7-3. We'll see if the Rams can claw their way back into this one, needing to convert here, 9 yards. As we open up the second quarter, Puka Nacua motions all the way outside. They go to Washington, and he gets kneecapped short of the line to gain. However, looks like Banks, who I believe was involved on that tackle, took the brunt of it. He and the defense will head to the sideline. And if you're Banks, you really hope it's not a big injury, because he's had a phenomenal year playing in the slot. And on top of that, it is a contract year for him. So we'll look to see if he makes his way back in, as the offense has made their way back in. Starting back at the 26, they send Peak over to the left-hand side. That's Cameron Skattebo, who shakes off of 1 in Ellis and picks up 6. Last year, he was not getting a whole lot of broken tackles out there. In fact, he was getting taken down more often than not first contact. This year, it's like a whole new player out there. As that one's thrown towards the sideline, intended, I believe, for Neighbors, but it was Fedoni who stopped him from getting there. A little bit of some friendly fire, if you will. 3rd and 4. Dart tries that hard count again. This time does not pay off. Across the middle, that's Cameron Skattebo. He shakes one. He is gone in open space, or here comes one, no problem. Skattebo will weave away, and he still has his touchdown. That time, he didn't look for the extra contact. He got the 6 points and gives the Giants a 2-score lead at home. Let's also make sure we share the love. Rookie receiver Malik Johnson with a big block downfield. As Stafford takes the field here, his team now trails by 11. They need some points on this drive. Just got to make sure they keep themselves in it. A field goal will get this back to a 1-score game, as Corum, he finds space for the second time today. A little stiff arm there to polish off the run. A good run at that, as the Rams now up to the 44. They can find a few more of that. That'll definitely help open up the passing game and just in overall keep their offense picking up some chunk yardage. Trying to take it all here, Puka Nacua. They had Drew Phillips covering 2 different receivers, and when you have a situation like that, it's not going to be good for a defense. Matthew Stafford, at 38 years old, shows off that arm has gone nowhere. And for Nacua, he finds his 4th touchdown of the year. That is just a massive 2-play drive to answer the Giants' score. As the Giants take the field themselves, Cameron Skattebo getting the job done on the ground and through the air so far. 14-10. They still hold on to that lead. And they go right back to him, shaking off a couple more weak tacklers. It's a first down scamper. And for a young quarterback like Dart here in his sophomore year, to have a running back same class as you and doing oh so well, that's going to take a lot of pressure off your shoulders. As he's on the run here, he throws outside, broken up Johnson. The pass could have been a little bit more outside, but when it hits you in the hands, you've got to catch it. And frankly, that's been something he has been struggling with this year, is catching those balls, but Cameron Skattebo, just a pinball wizard out there. When you got someone running like this, you make sure you keep giving them that ball, but occasionally they do need a breather as Edwards checks in here. RPO, though, the opposite way. Johnson will have enough. Close, but enough. Give credit there to the DB on that side, who had to fight through the block and nearly made the play. Help did come in a little bit late. The 1st and 10 here, Giants, the 44-yard line, and play action. Throwing this one outside. This time, Neighbors without teammate friendly fire in the way. Gets the grab. We got a 1st down to the 44-yard line. Skattebo's checked back in as they do go some play action. This time it's going to be the other Malik Johnson over the middle. The offense right now is just rolling on down the field to the 31. Looks like the Rams are trying to clog these running lanes here. Skattebo dotting the I, but they do go back to the pass. And here's an edge rush that will pick up the sack. Josiah Stewart. He was left one-on-one with Runyon, and he just happened to slip by him at the most opportune time. Loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Throwing backside, that's a catch for the rookie in Peak. It might be his first of the season, if not. He's under 5 catches this year. And he helps convert another 1st down here for the Giants, putting them inside the red zone. At the 15-yard line, they go stretch. Cameron Skattebo, he gets outside, one-on-one, and taken down by Kinchins. Once again, Malik Johnson was running out there to try to get that block, but a great play coming in from the safety. Without him, that is an easy walk-in touchdown. As Dart barking out a few calls here. They run weak side. Edwards taken down from behind. Great pursuit there coming in number 3. If he's not there, that is an easy touchdown. As the Rams come out here with just 3 down linemen. First, Cameron Skattebo. Stewart with again a touchdown saving tackle from behind. Well, the Giants, they will have time to come up with a plan here for 3rd and goal. More like 3rd and just an inch or so. As the 2-minute warning hits, we jump back in here with a pistol look. Strong eye. And it's Dart on the keeper. He did not get the block from Fedoni. I think he expected. The Rams will call a timeout as they get a stand here on the goal line. 4th and goal, they do bring out Goodnow here to make this a touchdown lead. Though it's a roll, and he had options. But the blocking did not hold. Again, Coach Bearington stays aggressive, but this time it does not pay off. Gillian taken down, and it's a turnover on downs. No points. A touchdown would take the lead here for Matthew Stafford. With a run outside, Corum shakes the tackle of Bobby. He bounces off another, but does not get any extra yardage. It's great flow that time from the linebackers, the defensive line as well. Safeties coming down. Leaves 2nd and 9 as Stafford looks to go to the air. That ball is ricocheted, though nearly caught. And if it was, that would have actually opened up the play a whole lot more as the flow from the linebacker was going over the top and outside. Check down here, and that'll be short. Now you got Coach Bearington calling a timeout. 1:13 to play here in the 2nd quarter. So you missed your touchdown opportunity the last time you were out here. The offense takes the field. Now they're back to the 39 with 1:04. You stay aggressive, or do you just try to get into field goal range and see what happens? Well, this time Johnson finally holds on to a pass as he runs out of bounds at the 44. And already closing into field goal range, about 4 yards from where Goodnow likes to be. You start to wonder then, perhaps the end zone is where you do look to go. The throw back outside to Neighbors. They'll get to field goal range. Now from here, you got 54 seconds, 2 timeouts. You can take shots towards the end zone and just try to see what you can get. With a screen pass off the back of Skattebo. Not exactly the play you expect to see from him. Perhaps it's all the head-to-head contact he's taken. He forgot to turn to the ball. Should have been a free play, not granted. But a 1st down here as they're going to say that ball is out. Looked like Neighbors was down through and through. We'll have to get a second look at this one as it stands right now. Ellis recovers for the Rams. But 100% this will be review. Or at least you would have thought no review. So apparently quick check from the booth does indicate fumble. Malik Neighbors coughs it up, and we've got a back and forth happening here. Sub 2 minutes to play. More than we've had with a whole quarters to play. Matthew Stafford does find 6 on the quick throw play 1. They're down to just 1 remaining timeout. With a throw underneath, it'll be a 1st down, but they will have to call that final timeout. Meaning they've got to make sure they play smart here. Get to the sidelines and try to get into field goal range. as they throw to the outside. That's Burks. He's got 7. But they'll have to get right back to the line here. Getting reset. Under 30 seconds to play. Bunch to the right-hand side here for Matthew Stafford. He snaps that ball. Throws off the mark. Once again, that one intended for Christian Watson. It leaves a 3rd and 3 here. Facing the blitz, it's picked up well, and they've got the first down to Whittingham. This looks like it could potentially be the last play here of the half, as everyone looks to go downfield, but staying underneath, and no pitch option. Burks will at least pad some stats, but that is going to be halftime, unable to get the field goal unit out there quick enough to get a kickoff. This game stays tight right now, 14-10, despite the fact that the Giants very well could have some extra points, perhaps, if they didn't stay so aggressive. Settling for a field goal would be a touchdown lead at the minimum. We'll take a break here from East Rutherford and look around the league. Starting in Houston, it's a handoff down the middle. Mixon cuts, he shifts back towards the middle, and then weaves by the safety to cap off the touchdown run. It's a 14-point win for the Texans over the Colts, 21-17. As for the Bills, they look to climb above 500, facing the Miami Dolphins, currently 7-2. Josh Allen, he flips those hips, he rolls weak side and throws to the end zone, finding his target, Dawson Knox. That has them just in front of Miami at halftime, 14-13. As for our final matchup, a NFC North battle, Chicago 6-4, Lions 7-2. It's not Williams at quarterback, but it's a deep shot down the right side, hooking up with his receiver and off to the races. Ritter, playing quarterback here for the Bears, has them over the Goff-led Lions 13-10 at half. But once again, Cameron Skattebo here with the Giants off to a great game, a $140 with only 8 carries. And he also has 68 yards and a touchdown on 1 pass. And it will be the Giants with possession to kickstart the second half. Now, we have heard Fisk is going to be out the remainder of the game here for the Rams, at least barring any sort of sudden changes later on, as it is Cameron Skattebo picking up 4. And for him today, that is one of his shortest runs. We'll see if the Rams can come up with a game plan to get a few more of those shorter runs, as Skattebo falls forward, getting closer to the first down. A good opportunity here if you're the Rams to try to get off the field here quickly. It's a 3rd and 2. They hand it off Cameron Skattebo, and what a play from the linebacker stepping down in Jerome Baker. Looked like he was tripping through the gap, but he still makes the play. But he does not get the offense off the field here. They're at their own 33. And they try that hard count. This will be a free play, but it's a quick pass to Johnson. It's caught for the first down either way. And considering it would have been the same spot if you accept or decline, coach will decline and give the catch to his tight end, trying to build his momentum around this time where he has struggled. Neighbors has not, and Dartmouth certainly is not either. 14 of 17 for 203 and a touchdown. And this is exactly what we want to see from Dart, and it's coming with a good running game, as providing that balance. As they go back to some play action, rolling, Dart cannot hit the edge. First chases him down. That's one of the first times we've called his name today. Cameron Skattebo against the blitz is just back to the line. You got the Rams dialing up a little bit more blitz packages here, trying to stuff that run and perhaps get some more pressure in on Dart. 3rd and 13, we'll see which is going to show up here as Malik Johnson outside turns up first down with a big hit to close it. We'll take the first down even with that hit. We'll give Johnson a bit of a breather here as we bring out the 3rd tight end. Going back to that play action and throwing into congestion, but what a grab peek, and thank goodness the DB's on the outside stuck with Neighbors. That's an absolutely risky ball from Dart, but at least this time for the Giants it's going to pay off, as not always in the past. Fedoni motions out, going to make this essentially kind of like a goal line look, as that Skattebo stuffed. You got Kendricks and company stepping down to end that play, and Cameron Skattebo not having as much success here to open up the second half. Edwards checks in to give him a bit of a breather. He's got space, and he'll be down to about the 4. Now, what do you do down inside the 5? Running game has worked outside of this quarter. Passing game down here has been a little bit tight. 3rd and 3, and they do look to pass outside. That's Peak, who has the first down, not given touchdown. They say he did not cross that plane despite still hitting the pylon. I guess it wasn't with the ball. So 1st and goal. It's Cameron Skattebo hurdling a ghost, gets upended, but he's going to pop right back up with the touchdown and back up by 2 scores. New York Giants open up the second half with a great offensive drive. And they ate up a whole lot of time in that process. 21-10, Rams take the field. Now Blake Corum, the Rams running back, he's had a great game. They just haven't gone his way often. See if that changes here in the second half. Well, they bit hard on it. The play action fake goes to Nakua for about 6. Good news for the Giants, though, is Dante Banks was back out there. He got injured there in the first half, back out there to start the second half of play. A little bit of that extra breather with how long that opening drive was. Corum with another big run here, as eventually Holland and company will bring him down. That's after he scampers to the 39-yard line. A fresh set of downs here for the Rams as they go back to that play action. Rolling and check down, incomplete. Banks, he is out there fighting for that extension, and he's not necessarily asking for a whole lot of money. Around a 79 overall cornerback would be demanding about $3 to $4 million a season. Of course, the Giants are opening up some cap space with some of their moves they've made the last couple years. And as Banks once again involved in the tackle, he wants to be part of where they send that future money. But a 3rd and 3 here. Matthew Stafford with an empty set will look to go to the air, and well, one guy was left open, and it's Puka Nacua. That catch and run has him over 100 yards on the day. Only 4 grabs, feels like more. The minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's a toss outside. Phillips not able to contain. Changing the angle was Alexander. He's back there with the DBs to help stop Corum. But a bit too late as he continues breaking off big run after big run. They do check in the 3rd running back here in Hunter. Now playing running back 2 with the injury to their starter. He'll find a gain of 3 down the middle, leaving what should be the final play here of the 3rd. So Stafford will send it to the 4th instead. Looked like the center was surprised he didn't snap it. They were set and ready. But we head to the 4th, up by 11 with an awkward touchdown jumping in from Cameron Skattebo. Once again, he is dominating out there. We've also seen some great passing plays as well. Rams, though, playing well. The only thing you can really harp against them is they haven't finished off their drives. They've got to do that here to kickstart the 4th. Down at the 8. Corum motions out. And it'll be a throw to Puka Nacua. Sitting in zone. No one was close enough to get a tackle or even try to pop that ball free after the throw. Nacua with a much-needed touchdown for the Rams. And just simple pitch and catch there for Matthew Stafford. That offense is going nowhere. They come out in a heavier set here, facing the blitz, throws outside, and Corum cannot fight through Holland. McVay gets aggressive, and the Rams come up short of making this a field goal game. They're now down 5. As the leading touchdown rusher of the season takes the field in Cameron Skattebo. And that's with him not even being the starting running back for the first quarter of the season. They go his way here. He finds a gap, and he hops over a defender on the ground. He picks up yet another first down on the day, closing in at 100 yards on the ground. Of course, getting that near 70-yard touchdown reception earlier has his total way higher than that, but he's about to make it even higher. Cameron Skattebo needed a little stiff arm there to polish that one off. Hendrick brings him down at the Oppo 40. The Rams defense was doing such a good job on that previous drive, stopping the run. They have not seen it yet this drive. Edwards in here to give Skattebo a bit of a breather. And Ellis slips through for the quick stop. They're going with so many back-to-back runs, you expect that eventually the Rams will make a stop. The 39-yard line, it's 2nd and 9. Draw here for Cameron Skattebo, weaving through and just chugging those legs. He will just continue to grind for pick up what he can. 17th carry, over $120. He'll stay on the field here for the 3rd and 4. Bunch right side. They look to set up another play downfield. This time, Johnson gets underneath it and has a set up at the 12. And that is Theo Johnson, the tight end. Got to make sure we differentiate between Malik and Theo. Cameron Skattebo, left side. He's got 4. Surprisingly, on this drive, they're taking up less time going slower than they did on their previous drive, where they really weren't trying to slow down whatsoever. Inside about 4.5 minutes, Cameron Skattebo to the end zone. Is that the nail in the coffin of the Rams here today? Cameron Skattebo racking up touchdowns this season. Give him number 12 on the ground. With 4.5 minutes, Rams, they've got to find a touchdown here, and they got to find it quickly. Down by 11, Matthew Stafford goes play action. Throws, open target. First of the day for Ferguson. Tight end 2 now with the signing of Washington in that offseason. And he's got them to the 44-yard line. Big first plays. Move inside 4 minutes to play. They send almost everyone deep. Comeback is on target to Watson. That's just near perfect timing, as it was tight covers there from Paulson Adebo. Just unable to pop that one away. As motion across, that's going to be Puka Nacua to the left-hand side. Not a bunch look. He's headed off the field. I don't know where Puka Nacua went, but he's not involved here as Washington gets that ball, and he'll bounce off a couple tackles, picking up 8. Will be Matthew Stafford going hurry up here. Not going to be a clock here. They will look to run the play. More motion, Puka Nacua. Facing the blitz. Corum, he's got space. A whole lot of it to the end zone. Rams keep themselves in this one with a fantastic run. Blake Corum, his average today is through the roof. They just haven't gone his way as often as they probably should have. But once again, they will look to go for 2 here. Trying to make this a field goal game. And Hunter's stuff, Drew Phillips. What a play from the corner, crashing in. That puts the offense right back into the same spot they were at last time, just this time with far less time. 3:27 as we hit the field. Back of the 22-yard line. I form. And it will be Cameron Skattebo getting outside. He'll have the first down at the minimum as Verse chases him down. On his 20th carry, he hits a $150. And they'll let that clock continue to run in between each play here. Edwards checks in. He'll take the carry for a short gain. McVay holds the quick timeout. Still with that 2-minute warning, it's essentially a free timeout for the Rams. As they go back to that triple option here, Dart will end up keeping this one, weaving forward, making it 3rd and 1. And for the Rams, it's 1 remaining timeout. They've got to pick up a stop here, 3rd and 1. Peak motions to the left. They're going Cameron Skattebo. That is a first down to the opposite side of the field. With the Rams calling their final timeout, they are just about out of hope here. A first down for the Giants seals it. 2:33 to play, and they forgot to block Ellis. Looked like it was Tittman, the center, ran right by him. That'll run the clock then through the 2-minute warning. You got a 2nd and 9. And Cameron Skattebo is dotting that I. As he hands it off, that's Cameron Skattebo for the game. We'll send out the victory formation, and Jackson Dart can kneel us to the end. Final score might be a little bit closer than what this game actually was. Giants found themselves in total control, and it was another masterclass effort from Cameron Skattebo. Even if we get Tyrone Tracy back, there is no way you could take Skattebo off the field. He is the definition of Coach Bearington's offense, and he is even sprinkling a little bit of some option plays here and there, fitting more towards Dart. And frankly, it's paying off massively, as Coach Bearington has led the #1 offense in both points per game and rushing yards. And obviously, we're not going to have that many passing yards when we're consistently handing the ball off to Cameron Skattebo, Tyrone Tracy when he is healthy. We could still use a little bit more from the defense. They remain in the bottom half in all three major categories. But even in doing so, we find ourselves still atop the NFC, and it's a good thing we picked up that win because so did Detroit. As for the Rams, they did not pick up that win. It's not going to hurt them as much as the 49ers also lost today. The Rams stay at the bottom of the NFC West. That whole division mixed with the NFC South, not looking great. It's the North and the East looking to lead the NFC this year. But we will be making the trip to the NFC South next time. And next time should also be a doubleheader. Things are finally opening up on my side. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it is just what happens. So we'll get back to some doubleheaders for Thursday's episode, taking on the Buccaneers Sunday night prime time. We also have the Lions. That could be a huge game to potentially go ahead and almost give us that clinch option for the top of the NFC for back-to-back seasons. And considering we are now at about the halfway point, are we looking at perhaps season records as well for Cameron Skattebo? Right now, Morris holds the rushing touchdown record in a season for the Giants in 1985 with 21. Cameron Skattebo racked some up today, and as it stands, he's at 13. So he could very well be on pace to set yet another record for the New York Giants in just his second year in the NFL. We could be looking at a new legend in the making. As it stands right now, he is second in the league in rushing yards. And again, he didn't start the first 4, maybe even 5 games of the season. Ever since that injury to Tyrone Tracy, he has been in as a starting running back, and I think we're going to keep him there. Even when we do get Tracy back, it'll just be a dynamic backfield, as we also look to make it a dynamic middle of our defense, a linebacker breakout. I'm not sure who's going to have that opportunity against the Buccaneers. I wouldn't say anyone from that linebacker group necessarily stuck out in the last game. If anyone did, I would say Deonte Banks really stuck out, and perhaps next time we could be looking at offering him an extension. He really wants to stay here. He's looking for 4 years, $12.6 million. It's going to be pretty cheap for a really solid number 3 corner. Leave your comments below on if we should make that offer or not. Also, make sure you are subscribing if you have not already so you don't miss out on any more of Cameron Skattebo's legendary season. If you have the option, hit the bear icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit that YouTube sub button. They both do the exact same thing. And while you're at it, leave a like for the boys as they are crushing it this year, 9-2. And if, again, you have the option, hit the hype button as well. It lets others know you enjoy it, and YouTube will just pull it up in their searches a little bit higher. Helps out the channel, helps out others find the channel, and we could all celebrate in the success of Cameron Skattebo. We'll see you next time for that doubleheader. And we'll see you tomorrow as we have a Kent State off season.